Hey Flosstube, I'm Veronica Dancer and this is my, oh gosh, I don't know, 20, let me look it up. Flosstube number 27. So thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who are new, welcome. If you don't know, Flosstube is about cross stitch, in my case anyway. Some people, use it for other crafts and stuff too, but for me, I'm going to show you only cross stitch in this video. So it's about 5:20 in the morning. So I'm tired. Sorry. I'm going to try not to sound tired. It's Saturday, July 25th, and my cat just decided to join me too. So this is Hermione. She's black. She blends in with the dark couch, but she may pop up here and there. Yeah, I know. So it's been like a month since I've filmed. I have some finishes to show you and lots of whips. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First things first. Hermione, you're gonna have to get off of this, please. Excuse me. Thank you. So I'm gonna show you my finishes first. Some of this is also, they're both new starts as well as purchases, kind of, sort of, since last time. The first thing is, pull up my notes here because I don't even remember what it's called. This is called Star Wars Choking Hazard by an Etsy shop called Fordham. And I actually have my stitchy light here, which I'll turn on because maybe for this one it doesn't make a difference, but whoa, that's big. It's so my kids picked out a couple of designs because I used to do crochet and they got upset that I stopped working on their amigurumis, and so I let them pick out some cross-stitch designs since I don't really feel like doing crochet these days. So this is on 18 count Aida, silver moon Aida, I think. Yeah, silver moon Aida. So the Aida was purchased since last time. I had purchased the patterns online on Etsy, I think before my last video, but it doesn't matter, I didn't show them. The other one that I finished, very similar, is called, these are kind of like geeky cross-stitch things. My kids are like me. Called Pillion Shield by Stitched Pixels on Etsy. Zelda, if you don't know, or Legend of Zelda. So those are both finishes. I'll probably either frame them. Actually, the shield I'll probably put in a hoop. This is on black 18 count Aida. Okay, so those are my finishes for this time. Next, I've got a bunch of whips. So let's get started. Well, a lot for me. I tend to just focus on like one thing for like a week. Although some of these, that first one I showed the Darth Vader one took about 3 days to stitch. So obviously I didn't spend a week on that, but I'm tired. Can you tell? Okay, so this next one is called Super Mario by Choco Coco Stitch on Etsy. I'm going to link everything down below in the description box. Sorry about the glare. But I am also stitching this one for my son, and this is a sort of travel piece that I'm working on while my son's at his drum lesson. I've also been able to do it a little bit while waiting for things. So here, let me back up so you can sort of see where it was last time as well. So side-by-side viewing. So as you can tell, I've filled in, or I've outlined the rest of Mario's body and started to fill it in a bit. This is on a 14 count Touch of Blue Aida. So I still have the sticker on it. And it's, nice and big for just sitting in the car and stitching. Didn't drop anything this time, which is great. That's bright. I tend to drop things in my car, and that's not fun. My son has drums today, so I'm going to work on that one some more today. But next, this was also a start. These are all geeky stuff. So this one, I don't have a good picture because I could not find it on Etsy, but my husband bought it for me on Etsy. I'm not even sure if that's okay to buy someone a PDF and send it to them, but he didn't know, and he really wanted me to stitch it, so I'm going to stitch it for him. I'm working on it now. I don't even know what it's called. I'm just calling it, I showed it once in my thing, but it's not, so it's called, I don't know if it's called Calcifer or Mail Your Bacon Burn, but it's basically, so if you've ever seen Howl's Moving Castle, which is a Studio Ghibli or Miyazaki movie, which I love those movies, by the way, if you've not heard of them, but Calcifer is a character in that. He's fire, a fire spirit. And he's sitting on a log in this scene, and the word burn is down below. One of the lines from the movie is, "May all your bacon burn." And, yeah, I don't know. So as you can tell, I finished the top portion, everything except the log and the word burn. This is on 18 count. Do I still have the sticker? No, I don't. It's just on 18 count white Aida. So a lot of these geekier designs I'm doing that don't require backstitch or beads, I'm just doing an 18 count Aida. I really like the coverage. So that's it for the geeky stuff. I've got 2 more works in progress. 3 more works to show. So this one I've been working on. This is my Heaven and Earth Designs, the Accolade. I'm trying to do a page a month. So at the beginning of July, I did page 5 of this. So the artist is Edmund Layton, but it's found in the Arts of the Antiquities section of Heaven and Earth Designs. They when you organize by artist, since it's in the public domain art right now. So here's where what it looks like when it's done, and here's page 5 highlighted. And I'm going to show you, with page 4 and 5, before and after. And I don't know, there's not much to page 5, but it's just a bunch of dark background, which means it kind of goes quickly because I think the way that Michelle charts these, she makes sure that the background is less detailed and less confetti heavy. So as I get more into pages 6 and 7, there's a little bit of more interesting background. I thought that page 5 was going to be a bit interesting because this is a hand here holding a staff, but it's kind of blurred out and less detailed than I would have liked. But I guess she's focusing on the foreground, which is, the queen or princess knighting the man. So it'll get more interesting when I get to page 2, I think, or row 2. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't turn the light on for that, did I? Oops. I don't know if this helps, but I'll do this for the next time before picture. All right. Moving on. I'm using Pattern Keeper. Oh, this is on 28 count Jobelin. I'm using Pattern Keeper, which makes it go super fast. I've been using that since I started that in I think I started in February. Okay, Hermione, you're kind of on stuff now. Sorry. All right. Yes, you can stay here. You might have to get up. So the next thing that I work on, next 2 things are like Christmassy, just to be like Christmas in July, Jolly July, Christmas. Is Winter White Santa by Mirabilia. This is MD100. She did a special, larger design. I don't know if it's on the bigger side for the Mirabilias, but it's also got this special charm which goes at the top of the tree that it came with. I took it out to put it with my beads and other things, but this is, anyway, I haven't worked on this one in a little while, but how's it go? Yeah. So I've been working on, the top right. Let me back, let's do side by side. So let's do like that, because then, yeah. Anyway, I've been working on the top right portion, and I finished the top right quadrant, but it's also, there's the least going on there. I've got all of the Krynic and DMC, but there's still beads and whisper that I didn't put in here. And there are Karen water lilies in this as well that are in the other part. Trying to show all of it. Well, I worked mostly on the, I did his bag, finished up his bag, did this whole portion of the scarf up here and everything up here, which wasn't a whole lot. This is his hat. And so next I'm going to go over here and do the rest of his top half, which will get more interesting, I think. This fabric is, I just remember it was Fabrics by Stephanie. It's an even weave. I think it's a Lugana. And I think it's 32 count. Unfortunately, I lost the little paper thing, so I don't remember the details. I didn't write it down. I'm going to try to be better about that going forward by at least keeping a little sticker, the little piece of paper that my LNS does, so I can know. Okay, last one. Last work in progress. And I've got some haul after that, so some info. I worked on this more Christmassy stuff. My other Christmas work in progress. This is 12 Days of Christmas by Teresa Wensler. First, I guess I'll do before and after. This is day 2. Day 2, a turtle dove. I'll zoom in a little bit. So, as you can tell, I've just been doing the inside, which is the dove, and it's really, I've just been doing some greenery and a little bit of grays in here. This little opening is where the tail is going to go. I don't have a great picture of what it's going to look like when it's done, just because online it's very low res. But actually, I'll try to zoom in, and it'll probably be a little bit blurry here, but what that turtle dove is going to look like. I finished day 1 a while ago, last year actually, and I think, well, this goes in the plans a bit, but I think I'm going to try to finish this before the end of July because it's going fast. This is on a 28 count Monaco that I bought in the craft store back when you used to be able to buy 28 count Monaco in the craft store. At least you can't buy me anymore. So next, before I talk about haul, I'm going to tell a quick little story about why I'm going to be buying less haul in the future. So I don't think my spending's gone out of control, but I did decide to join Stitch from Stash because I now have accumulated more, I think, than what I can reasonably complete in the rest of my lifetime. And that's, I mean, maybe if I retire early and like only Stitch when I retire, maybe, but just being realistic, like I've got to try to rein it in. So just to kind of share with you, before, like about 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was about 3 years ago, I discovered Flosstube. And I also started stitching again, like after a bit of a hiatus. And there were multiple hiatuses in my lifetime, but that was the most recent between like stitching in my early 30s and having kids. So I came back to it and discovered Flosstube at the same time. And before that point, I kind of had a very simple process for I'd go to the store and buy something, then I would work on it, then I would finish it, and then I would fully finish it, like usually get it framed, and then I would go to the store and buy something else to work on. And it was a very, linear or circular. I'll try to do an image if I can. I'll insert it here. Very circular flowchart kind of thing. And it was just one thing at a time, always. And then I discovered Flosstube, and then I saw that, you can buy cross-stitch at online stores or local shops. I learned that there's so much more out there, more than just like kits that you buy in the craft store, kits and patterns. I used to sometimes buy patterns. I did buy, Teresa Wensler Fantasy Collection 1 back before it was out of print. And that was, I guess might have been an exception because I didn't stitch everything in that one. But still, like, I didn't have like a lot. I didn't have like a mountain of stash, which wouldn't say I have now, but I have a lot, so it's too much. So, since I discovered Flosstube, I also saw that, hey, people can work on more than one thing at a time. And they also sometimes accumulate things too. So, I'll try to do a graphic of what, my process is here. I think this is probably some of you too if you have multiple projects like me. So I'd like have this like, there's a large group of things that I admire, and pretty much just everything that I've ever seen that has been stitched. Like walking into a shop, going to a needlework show, or just seeing something like on the internet via YouTube or things that I've seen are just stuff that I admire, which is most stitching. And then if I like it enough, I'll buy it, and it goes into my stash. So it's a smaller group of things because I like a lot of things, but it's like, would I stitch that? And so they go into that category, and then of that, you know, I'll start some of those things, and there's still, notice the whips, plural. I have about, I think, a dozen whips or so. I need to sit down and count them. Then there are some finishes, you know, once I finish them. I haven't fully finished everything yet, unfortunately, honestly. I need to sit down and start doing some of that, and I do have one thing at the framers now, though, my sister's piece, so hopefully I'll have that for you next time. Then finally, in a smaller group, fully finished objects. So in order to kind of rein that in a little bit, I did decide to join Stitch from Stash for the second half of 2020. It's a Facebook group where you have a budget each month, and mine is going to be $25. And whenever you finish something, based on the size of that, you can add money into what you can spend. When you spend money, you take it away. So basically, in my funnel thing, it's going to kind of reduce the inflow to the stash, which will hopefully increase the outflow and hopefully also increase the finishes. That's my goal, because I want to finish things. I do this because I enjoy the process and the production of product, but I don't want to just have like a million whips and never finish anything. I also want to try to rein in my spending a little bit. Now, my husband and I do have a budget, and I've always kept to that, but he also like teases me because I have like a lot. He's like, you're never going to stitch that. So anyway, most of the haul that I'm going to show you I bought in June or ordered in June, so I'm not counting it for July. However, some of it is, and it's just a small amount so far. I'm so good in July. I mean, we're 25th only, and I'm going to try to stick this out through the rest of 2020. So, with the 2 bits of Aida fabric that I bought from 123 Stitch, I have a couple of things because, I wanted to buy a few extra. So I bought this Stony Creek Dragons and Wizards. It's got 6 designs in it. Some of them are repeats on the front and back, so there's 6 total, but I thought it was kind of cool. I like the sort of fantasy genre, and I had this on my wish list for some time, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And the other thing that I bought with that fabric was Athena from Mirabilia. Athena, Goddess of Wisdom, MD, 97. This one is pretty big, and it's got like a whole bunch of stuff that you need. So kitting this one up ain't going to be cheap. Look at all those water lilies. Is it focusing? Sorry. There's a lot. Okay. But I think this one will be worth it. I've always liked that design as well. Also, something for my wish list, right? This plus a couple of skeins of DMC floss is my only July purchase. So I bought this at my LNS, the Just Cross Stitch Halloween. I saw a flip through of this, and there's like a ton of stuff in here that I think I will stitch. Way better than last year. Highly recommend it. I won't do a flip through because I know like a bunch of other floss tubers did, but next, I joined back in May the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. So this was what I got in July. I haven't opened it and taken it out of the little bag yet, so you guys get to see it. I don't know what the name of this is. I'm going to turn on the lights too so you get a better view. But this was, I'm getting the, what did I get? Any Color Lugana 32 count. Unfortunately, I don't think it's open anymore. Let's see. Hard to tell. No, that looks really light. Let me turn off the light. It's kind of a pink and gray. I'm getting a fat quarter, which this looks smaller than probably because of the dye process, but anyway, it's really pretty. I've never been part of a Fabric of the Month Club or any of the Month Club thing. And the rules from Stitch from Stash say that if you had joined one before, you don't have to count it in your purchases, which is good because that would be like my entire monthly budget if I don't finish anything. So I do need, so I tend to accumulate patterns, not fabric, and I tend to have like things that I haven't been able to like start because I don't have the fabric. So I think that's okay because it's going to allow me to stitch from Stash more. The last thing though is a big one. I ordered this from Leslie at Under the Sea Fabrics back in June, and Amphitrite. Oops, upside down. There we go. Sorry. So I've never purchased or stitched anything from Bella Filipina before. I have admired the designs. I think they're beautiful. But this one, oh my gosh, my jaw just dropped when I saw it. It's got like everything in it. There's, obviously it's got a mermaid, it's got a sea turtle, it's got an octopus down here, a giant dolphin, all kinds of fish, and seahorses, I think. Yeah, seahorses over here. So pretty. And this giant shell throne she's sitting on. So, again, this is what it was not cheap though to buy this because I also bought the fabric or the specialty thread and beads. There's more specialty threads coming, some more on back order, but that's okay because I don't even have the fabric yet to start this, so I'm not in a hurry to receive it. But yeah, just what I need, right? I also placed an order with my LNS recently for something, and I am going to count that for Stitch from Stash because when it comes in, I'll just take it off of my budget at that time. But I ordered something from eBay back in March from Russia. Still hasn't left Russia yet. I'm not counting that because I paid for it then. So I'm going to count it, I think, when I pay for it. Maybe. I don't know. It seems like you can make up your own rules in that group. So we'll see how good I am as we go. So that's all I have for stitching. I got a busy weekend ahead of me, but I'm going to continue working on that second day of Christmas, like I said. I'm also going to continue working on Mario, that Super Mario, sorry, what's it called? Super Mario from Choco Coco Stitch. Today, my son's got drums, and I also have to take my car in today, so 2 opportunities to work on it a little bit. And in August, I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'll try to get another page in on the Accolade, but it's going to be arbitrary for me because I stitch what I want when I want. So there's my plans. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me. Think critically. If you watch John Oliver on HBO or watch him on YouTube, his last video talked a little bit about conspiracy theories, and I'm going to link below the website he created where he's got videos of celebrities that you can share with your conspiracy theory loving friends, about thinking critically. And I thought that was appropriate for what I always like to say at the end of my videos. So wear a mask, be careful, be safe, and think critically. And I will see you all next time. Bye!